Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and how I wish I could say welcome to MAHSA University, but at this point, all I can say now is welcome to your own pathway to your career or your doorway to your success. I'm not here talking on behalf of MAHSA University, and this is me, Sri Kumar, and I am the Director for Research, Innovation, and Postgraduate Studies. And in the next maybe 20 minutes, I'm actually going to shake your mind into trying to reach what you can as your ambition and as your goal. Okay, I'm not here to talk on any marketing strategy or any gimmick from our side. Okay, but having said that, I need to start with a disclaimer. It's always nice to have anything free in life. Many universities offer scholarships. Does anybody offer anything free? In case you want to have something free in life and enjoy it, don't miss out on finding more about our scholarships and our zero self-payment scheme. And this is purely for the B40 students, and this makes your education more affordable and accessible to all. So before I continue with my actual talk, remember that you can visit our website at mahsa.edu.my, or you can connect with us on our social media platform to know more about our latest zero self-payment scheme for B40 students. Okay, so any B40 students who are listening to this, remember this is a chance for you to get something free. Okay, now having said this, let me move on to what I'm really going to talk about today, which is to actually shake your minds and to shake your to basically make you move yourself out from your chairs. And I have actually uploaded my PowerPoint, and this PowerPoint is basically a career advice for research PhD students. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all aware that MAHSA University offers PhD in various programs. We offer PhD by research, and we offer PhD in pharmacy. We offer PhD in now PhD in nursing, and coming soon PhD in business and management. Now, what does this PhD entail, and what are we capable of going through when it comes to enrolling in a PhD program? Okay, so for those of you who are really interested in going for a research career, remember that if you enroll for a PhD, it is actually an independent study of yours. You are not going through any scheduled course where you have to sit in classes from morning to evening. You are actually going to focus on any research topic, a subject which you choose, which you think has to be researched more or has to be delved more in deep, and then you can actually present your findings. For this, you'll actually have to have an independent long-term research commitment. So students, in case you have done your master's and you have a few years free and before you start your work, or you are doing some part-time work, this is the best time for you to actually start your PhD. But please go ahead and do it only if you intend to do research. If you feel that you actually want money, if you want industrial experience, if you actually want to do more in terms of interacting with people and building up your career even before continuing another 5 years in studies, don't do your PhD. Please continue with your master's degree in such a case. However, if you feel that you have a critical, an inquisitive mind, and if you have critical thinking, now what is critical thinking? When you actually go to McDonald's, you start wondering, why is coffee priced at $4.99? Or why is it that we have to stand in a queue? Why can they not give it to us? Or why is it that cars travel on one side? So if you keep asking the question why to everything, or if you actually like to identify problems and come up with solutions, or during your undergraduation, you have done a module on research and you're still keen on doing it, these are all good reasons why you can actually join research, and research is already good for you. I mean, this is something where you can fit in well. Some students have more philosophical reasons. They dream of changing the world. Today is a Sunday afternoon, and I'm sure all of you are relaxing at home, and so did I until a while ago. I was actually watching a film on Netflix called The Hustle, where a nobody from the streets of Spain dreamt of changing the world and creating an ambition, and he ended up playing in the NBA basketball league, all because of the idea that he felt can be his achievement or can be his goal or can be his ambition. and he leaves behind a legacy for his daughter and his mother who is proud. Okay, so there are reasons why you study further, and this reason could be something which even can be a game-changing reason for you. So what are the qualities that you need to be forget about successful to enroll into the PhD program? You need to be passionate and self-motivated. Okay, because doing a PhD is a situation where you'll actually have to focus on about 3 or 4 years of your life and separately dedicate this time exclusively in the midst of whatever else you're doing in life. Which means if you're having a job, that part-time job takes a backseat. If you have a family, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, that starts taking a backseat. Or if you're married and have kids, you'll have to focus more on research rather than your family time. Basically, you'll have to take a lot of sacrifices. And that means perseverance. And when you persevere, you will have to have self-confidence. There are many instances when we've had students who have done their research work for about 2 years, and at the end of 2 years, they find that the stem cells or the cells that they cultured have been contaminated and they have to start fresh again. So it is quite heartbreaking in such situations, and the paper could get rejected. So we'll need perseverance and self-confidence. And a lot of you have to work independently. We don't need a guru, we don't need a guide. The guide is there just to show us the path, or just to see how much we are actually progressing in our research, which they would give as research progress reports. The guide is a knowledgeable person who would be able to mentor you and advise you. And above all, you need intelligence. It's not that, okay, I pay the fees every few months and I clear the semester. Every semester you need to have a progress report. And for funding your project, you'll actually have to have enough knowledge and intelligence to apply for grants. The grants that you apply could be through your knowledge, but through the connections of your supervisor. Remember, so you need a guide and a supervisor. So what do we expect from you when you register for your PhD? Or for that matter, what does any university expect from you? I'm not talking, as I said, I'm not talking here on behalf of MAHSA. I talk here on behalf of what a supervisor would tell the students, or what any university expert would tell students. Any university would expect the following from a PhD student. First of all, find your supervisor and choose your thesis topic. There are many students who actually look around universities and see for suitable candidates. Many universities have drop-down menus. So does MAHSA University. It has a drop-down menu where you can actually find your supervisor. You could choose a supervisor, start interacting with them on email and discuss topics, and choose your topic in the first year. By the end of the second year, you defend your thesis proposal. For example, in your first year, if you actually identified a particular proposal that there is a particular tumor marker that prevents a breast cancer, and you actually start honing in on the fine details of your proposal, so that by the end of the second year, you defend your proposal in front of a panel. The panel asks you questions to see how good you are, or how good your proposal is, or how strong and how valid it is. And the first compulsory module in any research program is a research methodology course, which you'll have to complete, which involves a lot of statistics, and maintain your CGPA throughout the years. Okay, so this is what the university expects from the PhD student. We expect our students to be independent, and the student should be able to do things on your own and handle your research work on your own. In terms of funding, your supervisor would actually help you for the funding. Okay, now having seen the university expectations, what would you do to choose your topic? You'll have to choose an area based on your research interest. And the research interest is something that you must like. Otherwise, you'd get bored of it. I was reading a book written by Jack Canfield, the author of Chicken Soup of the Soul, who said that there was once a guy who just enjoyed surfing. He didn't want to do anything else but surfing, but he has to earn a living. So at the end, a few years down the lane, he opened up a surfing shop, a surfboard shop near the beach in Australia, where he sold surfboards, and he started training courses for surfing. So he continued to do what he loved doing. At the same time, he started getting money from it. So Identify what you like doing, the area that you love doing, and try to focus on that and get your research expertise on that. Now, everybody at this point wants to do research work on COVID. 2 years ago, doing research work on COVID was the hot thing. But at this point, now it's already dying down, so much so that almost every research work that you see, at this point, almost every research work that you see is effect of the psychological aspects of students on COVID, or effect of COVID-induced online learning on the students' educational performance, and everything related to effect of COVID. So you'll actually have to use a hot area which is still hot 5 years down the lane, and also it should help you get a job at that point in time, not something that can spike up, go up for 2 years, and then come down again. It has to be a hot area. Okay, now comes the difficult part, which actually for me, I would foresee this as the easy part: choosing a supervisor. How would you choose a supervisor? We have many supervisors in various universities. In MAHSA University, we have a PhD program. We have many PhD programs. We have over 120 students active at this point in time. And we have over 30 supervisors, in-house supervisors. Students who come in from other universities have the option of choosing one supervisor from MAHSA University and one supervisor from another university where they're working as well, or where they're connected to, if it is a collaborative project. As a student, you can apply for internal grants, you can apply for international grants, and national grants like FRGS grants. For this, you need to have a good supervisor who will be able to lead you through the right direction. Now, when you see a list of supervisors, you'll always have supervisors who are very senior, or those who are mid-level supervisors. Now, the difference between senior supervisors and mid-level supervisors is that the senior supervisors usually have a lot of experience, and they have more money, and they have more connections. I would probably classify myself under a senior supervisor for the simple reason that I am in an administrative position right now. And as my second point says, I may not be able to push you too hard because I don't have the time to work closely with you. But you ask me for money, I would be able to get you some money through grants. I would be able to connect you with people through contacts built over the years. There are mid-level supervisors who are at about 5 or 10 years experience, but they will push you harder than a senior level supervisor is, because they have less of administrative workload, and they will work closely with you. And for them, their career also depends on the research work with you, because whatever research that you do, you may be able to patent it with them. You may be able to have combined patents. You see, now it's not all about just publishing. It's about how much can you patent your research work. It's about how much of commercialization can you do. It's about how much of extra revenues that you can bring. And this is what builds up your research career. Tomorrow, as researchers, I'm sure you would have your profile on ResearchGate. You'd have your profile on Google Scholar, on LinkedIn. So employers, you don't have to apply with your CV. Employers would search for you. And when they search for you, they don't want to know just your publications. They want to know all these other aspects that you have. So remember, when you choose your supervisor should be able to bring out the best in you from what I have told you in the past couple of minutes. Okay, so with these few words, I would actually once again like to reiterate that should you choose MAHSA University as your destination for your PhD, and as the slide says, we also offer masters. We offer masters and PhD by research at MAHSA University, and these programs actually need a CGPA of 2.75, and which is there in the next slide. And this is purely by research. There's no coursework. There's only one module with 4 credits, which is a research methodology coursework, and the rest of it is all about doing your research, which includes choosing your topic, finishing your defense proposal, and then doing your research work, and then defending your final thesis. Okay, so our research is based on biological science, microbiology, pharmacology, biomaterial science, tissue engineering, dentistry, drug discovery, business development, and also social medicine. So basically, this encompasses everything in medical, dental, pharmacy, health sciences. And we're going to kickstart our research, PhD by research in business and engineering as well. Now, for those of you who walked into MAHSA University or yet to walk in, you would realize that we offer state-of-the-art virtual systems for all our students. We are not yet a meta campus, but we offer a lot of virtual platforms for you to actually interact with your educational material. And there's a lot of freedom for lecturers and students to use the same platforms simultaneously. Okay, this is the entry requirement and the compulsory module as in our brochure, which you can download from our website. Okay, so I wouldn't conclude this talk, but actually I would give you opportunities and links for more reading for you to understand how it would be to pursue PhD in case you want to do PhD, and what are all the reasons for pursuing PhD, how to pursue a career in academia, and how to write your thesis. So in case you decide to join the PhD program, remember that you'll actually have to dedicate your time, and as Venus Williams tennis star has said, just believe in yourself. Well, actually, even if you don't, pretend that you do, and at some point you will. This is what Venus Williams has said. And so there are many people who've given a lot of quotes on various aspects of education, which helps you, which motivates you and inspires you to study further. And one more that I can remember offhand is, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Okay, so with these few words, I'd actually like to wind up. And once again, I would like to highlight the fact that MAHSA offers scholarships, and we also offer our latest zero self-payment scheme for B40 students. So B40 students who are listening to my talk right now, remember that we help to make education more affordable and accessible to all. And visit our website at mahsa.edu.my or connect with us on our social media platforms to know more. Okay, so before I say bye and have a nice weekend, in case you haven't checked out this movie Hustle on Netflix, please do so. It inspires not just sports persons, but it also inspires young students who wish to actually rise up in their career. Thank you and have a nice day.